Right, we should be live now. Let me just check as always. One second. Oh yeah, there we are. Wonderful. Just need to blow that up so I can see your comments, hopefully, if anybody's watching. I know I didn't announce this. Okay. Right, here we are. So, first things first, that wasn't scheduled. I just felt like it. So I thought, yeah, come on and talk to you about it. Reason being, well, two things really. Three. So the first thing is, as if you have seen my posts, I've done last night, I've done a masterclass on crystal healing, which was about, I think, just under 2 hours or something. But anyway, it was wonderful. It was brilliant. I really loved it. I love teaching so much, um, which is very surprising. After decades of rebelling against that half of my family that are teachers in, the traditional school system, and I never wanted to be like that. I said I never have the patience. Well, turns out the way I'm teaching and who I'm teaching, I love it so much. Who said I have to go to school to do that? Anyway, so if you still want to watch the master class, have a look in the comments. You can do so for free. It's absolutely free and it'll stay free. It's going to be permanent. On my page for self-study courses. So you can do, direct yourself, lead yourself the way you want through it in your own time. I'm somebody, for example, I need to see everything written down, which is really why I don't like to convey information just talking, because it doesn't stick to me so much. When I'm studying something and that information is really important to me, and not just, okay, I'm going to listen to it. Yeah, it's nice, whatever. I go back to the replay and then I write everything down. That's what I do. I write it down almost word for word. I copy the slides, but I write it by hand. I don't just do screenshots because they don't get stuck in my brain. I need to write by hand everything. So that takes a long time. But that's the way I personally learn. I know everybody is different. Some people are really great at picking things up when they just listen and hearing it, and they can commit it to long-term memory. Um, yeah, I'm just different. So that's also why I like to do things that are written down. Like, my slide posts on the tarot cards and the goddesses, for example. It takes more time to create those, of course, rather than just sitting and recording a quick reel. And I know that is higher in the algorithms, but I think personally, you have more of that information when you actually go into my guide section here in the group, and you can find everything there. So if you want to look something up again, you've forgotten about it, just do that, just have a look, do that, and um, make use of those resources. I've got lots on my website as well. But you don't even have to go to my website. You can stay on Facebook and check things here. If you want to go deeper, of course, have the longer versions about power animals, goddesses, whatever else. you might want to go on my website. That's a bit bigger. But anyway, so I've got on my self-study courses page, I've got two freebies on there, which is this crystal healing masterclass and that little course, Discovering Goddess, about the divine feminine and how the feminine has been treated by patriarchy, how women have suffered for it, men as well, of course. But it's not good for anybody really. Patriarchy is just a sick, toxic system. So you get historical context or historical, as I like to say, and you also get the mythology and things, and there's a couple of meditations there with it as well, taster meditations. Um, yeah, so anyway, the latest one was the crystal one, and you can sign up for that on that page, and then once you've filled out the form and submitted it, you get a link and you'll be directed to the course straight away. So it's really easy. If you are then more interested, because I like to get to know how somebody's teaching first to see if I want to work with them, if I want to actually go for a paid course with them, if I like the vibe, if I like the way the person teaches or expresses themselves, or, even the sound of their voice makes a difference for me sometimes. So, you can try me out like that, and then see if you want to go further, if you want to study with me in a group container, if you want to do coaching one-on-one, or have a session, or go to another self-study course because that works better for you. I'm still here because I care. Okay, I genuinely care. I will not leave you alone and tell you, oh, that's a self-study course, so you can't ask me any questions or things, because I want you to have the best possible value from that course that you have purchased, or even if it's a freebie like the masterclass, the Crystal Masterclass. If you have questions, let me know, and I'm here, and I'm really happy to have a conversation with you about it. Answer questions, and and we can even hop on a call and have a chat. So that is something. I am here, I'm available, and I want you to feel comfortable with me and see that you can trust me and that I won't leave you alone and with things, okay? So that's something I want you to know that is very important for me. And then, of course, I also wanted to speak about my own motivation, inspiration, and because something happened today, which was really happy for me. And let me show you. Hang on, I just switch screens just because I can see myself in real time then, because I'm holding something up now, which is, yes, it's a crocodile. It's not an alligator, it's a crocodile. So, from Schleich. They're very good quality. And that one actually, as you can see, can close and open its mouth. Now, there's a story behind that, of course. But the thing is, I have learned to trust my intuition. And it took a long time because it was bred out of me, conditioned out of me in my childhood. If you live in a family that always keeps up appearances, and once you question it and you tell the truth and they don't like it, they will tell you, no, 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 you've got it all wrong. So whenever I felt something, it was like, it's not really like that. You know? And of course, I ended up totally not trusting my intuition, even to the point that I did the opposite of what I felt because I thought then I must be right when I'm doing the opposite. Okay, yeah, it was that fucked up. But anyway, there's hope. If you're somewhere along those lines, there's still hope for you because I've done it. You can do it too. And I'm totally trusting my intuition now. And I have for a long time had this urge to um, get to know the Egyptian crocodile god Sobek better. Okay. So he's got a really bad rap about being like a dark god, a bad guy, and all that. Pretty much like Set as well. He's, god of chaos and the desert and, natural disasters and extremes, things like that. So, but they have power. And you need your tower moments uh, to destroy the old, to bring in the new. And that is something that's important. You have to work with the darker aspects as well and embrace them and accept them and integrate them within yourself, and do the healing that you need to do, but also um, utilize them in a constructive way that actually helps you. Not in an evil way, but what I'm saying is like if like for example, if you feel rage and it's justified and you need that to stand up for yourself. If somebody doesn't treat you well and oversteps your boundaries and you feel anger and you feel rage, that's a holy sacred rage. And without that, you won't be able then to stand up for yourself and say, here's so much, so far, no further. You're not disrespecting me. Okay, it's not all about light and love and smiles and I love to smile, I really do. There you go. Um, but I can get really angry, and my kids will tell you when I'm totally over the line where I'm so enraged that I think I'm gonna go outside and kill somebody because they've been complained that somebody mistreated them. Yeah, they had to hold me back, and promise that I wouldn't do that, but more than once. But they will tell you I can be scary when I'm really in a rage. So yeah, and you know, um, protecting your children, being the mama bear, the tiger mama. That is one, is a part of it. So, and doing that for yourself is as well. So anyway, I've been reading a bit on and off about Sobek, and I've also read about crocodile as a power animal, but it's always been like little bits and pieces here and there. And then I just saw it on Amazon, and I was like, it was only €9. So I was like, no, I'm gonna get this, because then it's like it's starting to manifest more. And I know I've got a lot on my plate and I have so much to do, but this is really something that's calling me. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get that. I really love those Schleich animals anyway. Can see one here. There's a hippo and an owl up there in a corner, and yeah. So and there's a wolf there. So yeah, I've got a few, and that is something that I really love them because then it helps me to connect to the animal spirit, right? And so I want to keep that by the bed. And that's an intuitive thing that is like, keep it close to you. I might even keep it in the bed with me, because I feel like I want to cuddle it. I wouldn't do that with a real crocodile, mind you. I've been to a crocodile farm in Malaysia, and that was great, but their safety standards are not the way they are here, and that was back in the 90s, so it's way back, so they were probably worse than they are now. And I actually went and um, well, we had to go because, you had to go along a path and it was, you know, like roped off and you were led around different parts of that crocodile farm. And then there was this hanging bridge, like you see in the Indiana Jones movies, where he's going over the bridge and then one of the wooden planks just cracks and they nearly fall down and things like that. And we were, I think, maybe a bit more than a tall man would be, like that much above the back of a crocodile. That was fucking huge, like a dinosaur. I mean, they are dinosaurs, really, aren't they? And I was so scared. And some of the planks that we had to walk over on a hanging bridge, they were actually broken out. So you had to like make a bigger step. I don't know how they. I was so scared, and told I was there with my husband at the time, and I told him, I said, I can't do this. I need to go back. I need to go around on the outside. I can't do that. I'm so scared. I can't do this. I mean, I was quite brave in my youth, but that was a bit much. And he said, darling, you can't because everything is roped off and they won't allow that. You have to go over there. And I was dying inside. And I was like, okay, okay, And he said, well, I'll go first and you look at me, you don't look down. I said, what the fuck do you mean I don't look down? And I'm going to step into nothing and that crocodile is going to bite off my leg or something. Well, I'm still one piece. And I got to the other side and I was like, how did I survive that? It was really scary. But at the same time, I was also so fascinated because we were so close and I could look at them so closely. And, from the top as well, I've only seen them in aquariums before, like at the zoo. And, you look eye to eye with them, they kind of float in the water and they're by the window and that eye is looking at you and it's not blinking. It's kind of a bit intimidating as well. So I had a staring contest once with a crocodile or alligator. I don't know. It was a smaller one. It might have been younger, or maybe it was a different kind of subcategory that doesn't grow that big. I don't know. But in any case, I had a staring contest and I totally lost. I really, no shame, I totally lost. And I still it was still so, I mean, I'm still always, I mean, I love reptiles, I love snakes so much, lizards, um, and crocodiles have always fascinated me, but they're kind of not so pretty. And when the teeth are so crooked, that's what shocks as well. It's like it's scary, isn't it? They've got small eyes and crooked teeth. It's kind of scary, but um, I feel like I need to connect with crocodile for some reason. So I've had that for a long time, and with the crocodile god, the ancient Egyptian one, Sobek as well. So that is something that's on my list. I'll keep you updated how that's gonna develop. And how can I make time for that? But yeah, but this really, this is a way which is, I know it's important for me because my intuition is telling me, my inner voice is telling me, order that, get that. It's important to have that for you. It's an inspiration, it's a reminder, it's a motivation, and it'll get you through something which you might just, let slide otherwise or something. I don't know, but I'm not quite sure where that leads now, but I've had enough life experience to know that things went to shit when I didn't trust my intuition, and that things came out when I did follow my inner voice that I could never have imagined, but that with hindsight, I was like, oh my God, how did I trust that? It totally didn't make any sense. But and this one actually does, doesn't it? Because it's not a new thing. It's kind of a, I've got a history with that already, but um it's something like sometimes it's like totally mind-boggling. You're like, how the fuck did that happen? How you can't make that up. And yet it did. And if I hadn't listened to my inner voice telling me and then me taking action on that, rather than ignoring it because my conscious mind is saying that's not logical, that doesn't make sense, that can't be, blah, blah, blah. We all know that, that there's a devil on our shoulder, always trying to logic everything away. And yeah, so oh, it's beautiful. I'm totally in love with this. But, honestly, so I am so excited to see what happens. And I wanted to share that with you. And I wanted to encourage you strongly not to put pressure on yourself. I'm not beating myself up if I don't write like a whole page on Soulback or Crocodile as power animal for my website tonight, or even tomorrow or the next week. But I allow my guidance to guide me, and I allow myself to follow it without pressure, but with trust that that will bring me to something I don't know about yet, but it's going to be good for me, right? And there was a time I totally did not trust in the universe. And I was like, nah, the universe is always doing great things for everyone else but me. I was totally convinced of that. Everybody else had like great results and things were going great. And, all things of beautiful, wonderful things. And, and I went from one shithole to the next. And then I thought, I'm just not made that way, or I'm blocking this too much subconsciously and I can't get over myself. First it was the universe's fault, then it was my own fault, but it's always the blame game. Don't blame, don't feel guilty. It's not about that. It's just about, do you know when you drive your car and what do you call that machine that gives you the directions? But anyway, they tell you in 500 meters turn left or turn right or whatever. Um, But when you don't and you keep straight on, or you don't turn right, but you turn left instead against instructions, they're not going, well, why didn't you turn right? I told you to turn right and you just turned left. And why the hell can't you listen to me and see what you've done? Now you're completely somewhere else where you want us than where you wanted to go. And if you had just listened to me, but that's the kind of voice we have in our own heads. And it's not about that. It's about, okay, we're just going to work out another route from where you've just gone. You've turned left, no problem. We'll work out where we go from here, and we're still going to get you to your finish line, right? And that's how the universe works. You miss one opportunity, you miss 10, you miss a million. There's still another one to course correct until the moment you die. And then you can do it in the afterlife, you can, in the other dimension. And then when you get reborn, you can, if you feel like it, you can work on that again to get it right. So it's not a race. I mean, obviously it's nice when you get there. But don't put yourself under pressure, compare yourself, have that perfectionism going on, berate yourself when you're not totally perfect, and just just listen to your heart, listen to that inner voice, listen to your spirit team guiding you. Um, I mean, I've got my spirit team stepping in now and then. One of them will come and go like, no, not doing that now. So get your ass up and do something else. Or maybe I should actually be lying down and I'm not. And they like, go to bed, put your phone or your computer away. You're not working now. Switch off the light and fucking sleep. So because once I go down rabbit holes, I can never stop. Yeah, that's a bit crazy, but it's kind of obsessive, but I love it so much. It's not about putting pressure on myself, but I love it so much. I just can't stop, if somebody doesn't remind me, hello. So yeah, so that's the story of my crocodile. And I want to know from you, what is your crocodile? What's one thing that's been coming into your life? And it might have been a little pebble or anything that seemed small, insignificant in the greater scheme of things. But then it turned out that that led you to something, then it led you to another thing, and so on and so on. And in the end, you got there, right? So you got to somewhere that you did not understand, that you wouldn't have expected ever, that you couldn't have imagined, right? And something that helped you to jog your imagination, to inspire you, and to motivate you to go for something against all odds. And or maybe even against reason. And then great things happened. So what is your crocodile? Let me know. Okay? Right. That's what I wanted to get off my chest, as it was just delivered today, just before dinner. I was in my postbox. Then I didn't, we had dinner. Then I had to, well, I love going on that. But anyway, I had a coaching call, so I was on there. And as soon as we finished that, I was like, I'm going to go into my group, go live, and just talk about it. There you go. And I wish you a really wonderful evening. So much love, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.